Hey YouTube, how y'all doing? My name is Isaiah. You know, I bumped into this gentleman and I want to be able to give my testimony on my situation. Now, you know, it's a tedious situation and it's been going on for a long time, but I'm gonna make a long story short. I get my kids every summer. This was an agreement that I made up, you know, me and my ex-wife. We came to this agreement that I was going to get the kids every summer because I live out of state. She stays in Chicago, I stay in Texas. So, and that was a cool agreement. But I had to pay for that agreement, believe it or not. It was around income tax time and she wanted me to give her a couple of thousand just to be able to agree for me to get them every summer, which is real crazy that I got to pay to see my kids on top of child support. This had nothing to do with child support whatsoever.
So this was in addition to the child support?
This was an addition.
Wow, okay.
All right, so that went good for a few years. We don't say, we'll say 3 or 4 years, and I would drive to Chicago, go get my kids. I have them all summer. Drive back to Chicago, drop them off. You know.
Did you have to pay each year?
I would pay each year. So that means I was paying everything from rental cars to gas to maintenance for my car because it's a long drive. So, you know what I mean, I had to be on top of things, you know what I mean, other than the fact that I was paying child support and still am paying child support when I was getting them during the summer, which I found out is unlawful. Yeah. So, and all this is stuff that I would have to straighten out in court. Yeah. Mind you, she's in Chicago and I'm in Texas. So, for me to put my life on pause in Texas, go to Chicago for however long, because, you know, I've known people that have been in, you know, these type of arguments or battles for years. So, put my life on pause in Texas, go battle with this woman, because we're going to battle. And it's not going to be something that's, you know, in and out. And actually, you know, get some law behind me that's saying, okay, you can see your kids, she can't stop you from seeing your kids. It would be a beautiful thing, but it's unrealistic. Yeah. You know what I mean? Realistically speaking, child support has broke me in every size, shape, and form. You know what I mean? For some reason, they keep doing their own evaluations and they keep increasing my child support. And before it was all said and done, I have to work 2, 3 jobs just to make ends meet, because the one job that I had been at for almost 3 years, I couldn't just work that one job no more and survive. I fell behind on all my bills and some more stuff because of child support. And the crazy thing about it is, when I really started the struggle, I had my kids with me during the summer, paying child support, taking care of them in the summer, trying to make sure they enjoy themselves, make sure I do stuff for them, you know, something they can remember, you know, to kind of hold on to their father with. And it didn't matter. I called her up, hey, could you call child support and let them know I got them for the summer? Could, you know, could they pause it until at least drop them off? She laughed at me. No, I'm not going to do it. Once they got back, after this past summer, you know, was over with, and they got back to Chicago, she gave me a call. I don't know what she was going through in her personal life. Obviously, it wasn't nothing good, and she took it out on me and told me that I can't see my kids no more or talk to my kids no more until I take it to court. I talked to my kids once, maybe twice, since they've been gone for the summer, and it's December. You know what I mean? About to creep into Christmas.
Right.
I miss Thanksgiving with them. I miss. Give me a second.
No, everybody goes through it.
It's rough to talk about this, because this is real life for me. You know what I mean?
How many kids do you have?
I got 3 kids. I got 3 kids with my ex-wife, and I got 1 with my ex-girlfriend. Okay. You know what I mean?
Do you get to see any of them, or all 3 of them?
Well, my youngest, I get to see every day. You know what I mean? Luckily, I had been through so much with my ex-wife that I was ready by the time I got to this situation with my ex-girlfriend. Yeah. So now I'm able to actually watch her grow up. Thank God for that. But you know, it's kind of, it was just crazy. I missed multiple holidays with them, couldn't video chat with them, couldn't talk to them, couldn't check in on them, see how they doing in school like I usually do. I couldn't do anything, you know, and I'm still stuck at take me to court or you can't see them again. So I'm between a rock and a hard place. I pay good child support. I don't make that much money, honestly. You know what I mean? I don't make that much money, but they take a lot of money.
Do you have to live with somebody to live on your own?
Well, I almost lost my apartment. You know what I mean? At one time, I almost lost my apartment. You know what I mean? Since this is a testimony, I might as well get deep down in it. I did everything from food pantries to feed my kids while they were down for the summer. Yeah. I went through organizations that help with rent, you know, for people that's going through situations.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when I told these people what I was going through and I showed them check stubs and they seen the amounts they were pulling out, they looked at me and shook their head and was like, how are you surviving?
How are you surviving?
Like, how? They're taking everything. You're not even getting anything.
Yeah, and you don't get to see your kids.
And I don't get to see my kids now.
Yeah.
So that's just like, you know, just another smack in the face. So if anything could be done about this to alter the system, anything could be done about this to make it make sense for fathers that actually want to be in their kids' life, fathers that actually love their kids, I'm all for it.
So Isaiah, let me just say something right now. There's been a stereotype that people have had. If some reason, you know, a father like you is complaining, they are labeled a deadbeat dad. It doesn't make a difference. A deadbeat dad. You're not a deadbeat dad. In fact, what you want to do is be a father, a dad, as you should be to your children.
Yeah.
By the way, I met Isaiah. I went to get my haircut. He's in here working, and you said you're working this job just to pay your child support.
Pay my child support, yeah.
And it's not your primary job, but it's just another job to make sure that your child.
Yeah, believe it or not, when I come to work here, I don't get anything from here. I don't get a penny. So I'm here just solely to pay my child support. You know, when I work this job, you know, it's just to pay my child support by itself.
And you're looking to go into real estate right now too? And
yeah, I'm looking to broaden my horizons, you know what I mean? Because the ups and downs that child support has put me in has put me at a point where I have to work 6-7 days a week and stay forever focused. You know, I have to do some serious budgeting, you know, and the whole 9 yards, you know what I mean? Just to pay child support. And the sad thing about it is before we separated, you know, I know what it's like financially to take care of kids, and this is the sad thing about it. It is not that expensive to take care of kids. Like it don't take that much. I remember having all 3 of my kids there before we separated, and I know the type of money that I had to expend on maybe like Pampers or baby wipes or maybe a little food for them to eat and things like that, some clothes. It is not that expensive to take care of kids. The most thing that's more important than finances when it comes down to taking care of kids is that moral support. It's being that father figure or that mother figure in that child's life. That's the most important thing. That's the hardest part. Yeah. The finances, it's not that expensive to take care of a child. You know what I mean? Maybe when they get a teenager, all right, cool. When they go into high school and they want the expensive gym shoes or the fancy jackets, maybe. But kids, they break fathers every day for little kids that all they really getting is Pampers, baby wipes, and formula, something real simple, stuff that I dealt with firsthand and I know about. And I have a 2-year-old about to be 3, December 23rd, that I deal with, and I see the type of finances I spend on her, and I don't spend a lot of finances on her. It's all about being there, being that figure, somebody they can look up to, somebody they can learn from. Somebody that you can have that strong, loving relationship with. That's what it's all about. And the thing is, once you lose the time, you can't regain it, can you? No. Yeah. Can't do it, you know what I mean? No matter what they went through. You know, my son, he likes to play basketball. He was in the band, you know. I never got a chance to see a performance. Just multiple events. I can go down the list for years and years on years. I'm missing a lot of different stuff, you know what I mean? And at one time I did have video chats, so I did have phone calls and things like that, but it depends on her mood. If she's not feeling it, she'll shut me down like this. You know what I mean? Like, and you have no recourse. And I can't do nothing. There's nothing I can do but continue to try to survive, continue to pay my child support because there's too many, you know, repercussions for not paying a child support, and you know, try to stay humble and pray about it. You know, other than that, there's nothing I can do. I'm between a rock and a hard place right now. So Isaiah, it's for people like you and many others that we're having this meeting with the Attorney General, Ken Paxton, in Texas on Wednesday. He said he would be committed to meeting with parents who are going through the very same struggles that you are. Because too often, when you look at the Attorney General, when you look at somebody in the state, they look at, you know, we just have to enforce things and we need to make sure that they comply with child support. But what you're talking about, the human aspect, you're talking about the relationship, the role model, everything that a father wants to be, and everything that your heart communicates, everything that your speech communicates. You're a loving dad, and you're being denied not just being in your children's life, but you're even being denied to some degree the respectability that you have as a father. It's almost as if people are
looking at you in a different light. And in the state of Texas, I mean, if you fall behind in child support, they can refuse you to get your car re-registered. They can, if you want to go to get driver's license. I had a friend who went down to get a driver's license renewed. He had missed a couple of payments when he was transitioning job. The money was coming out of his check. They arrested him. They put him in jail. So you can go to jail in Texas for missing child support. And, you know, you talk about you're working 3 jobs just to make ends meet. And even still, you're just broke, but you're doing this for love of your children. And this is what I think that the Attorney General and that the whole staff, the Attorney General has 2,600 people that are devoted to child support collection. 62% of his staff, this is what they do. Make sure people pay. But they don't talk about the relationship. And, you know, Isaiah, our heart goes out to you. If anybody who's watching, hope they pray for you. And you represent a lot of people. Thank you so much.
I do want to say one thing. What I did, because I'll never give up on my kids. I got in contact with their grandmother and in Chicago, and I told her to communicate with my kids, ask them what they want for Christmas, and I'm sending them presents down. I've already bought all their presents already. I'm sending it down to their grandma, and I want the grandma to put it in their hands and let them know it's from their father.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give up on my kids. Never.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna make ends meet. And coming this next summer, no matter if she want to battle with me or not, I'm going down there to see my kids.
Yeah.
You know.
Mind if I have a word of prayer with you?
Definitely.
Father, my heart breaks for so many people that go through this, whether it's a father or a mother, whether it's a grandparent, an uncle or an aunt that go through this, where they get deprived the ability to see their children, their grandchildren, their nephews, their nieces. And you hear the story, you hear the hurts, you hear the heart of Isaiah and the love that he has for his children. And the one thing that children need to know is that both parents love them, that not just the one parent, it's both parents. They need to have that identity. And we just pray that this upcoming meeting that we're having with the Attorney General, that he himself would see that as well, if he doesn't already, and that there would be solutions to fix these problems, because we're destroying families for the sake of money. And how much we want to see the hearts of the children and the parents brought together so that they can have that strong relationship. I ask these things in Jesus' name. Thank you.
Amen.
Thanks, Isaiah. Thanks so much for, I know it's tough, man.
Yeah, just even talking about it, man, like.
Everybody. There's so many people, they just break down. And we've all done it. Sorry, brother. No, there's nothing to apologize for. Your father.
I try not to think about it. I try to keep moving, you know, stay focused, keep moving. Try not to think about it. But
you know, we're going down there on Wednesday, and you know, your story will touch a lot of people, I'll tell you that right now. And you're representative of many people too. Don't feel like you're a lone man. And that's why there's a group. We're going to try to make things right.
keep working, man.
Brother.
I appreciate it.
God bless you, man.
Right.
See you again.
Definitely.
At least I know when to come over here to get a good haircut. Monday and Tuesday, right?
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday,
okay.
Monday.
Sounds good. Thanks so much, Isaiah.